Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 10 rounds, and it's in a lightweight division. The judges, John McSweeney, Keith McDonald, and Doug Tucker. The timekeeper to bell is Jim Carpenter. Counting for the knockdown seconds is John Rogers. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 10-round lightweight bout, referee Joey Curtis. And now, boxing fans, introducing the principals. First, in the blue corner, wearing the solid black trunks. He tipped in at an even 135 pounds. This gentleman has a record of 16 wins, 3 losses with 13 knockouts. From Reno, Nevada, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Davey Montana. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the brown trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at an even 136 pounds. This young man has a record of 55 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, with 45 knockouts. The former featherweight and super featherweight world champion, a native of Los Angeles, California, and now residing in Oroville, California. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Bobby Chacon.
Bobby Chacon, very popular fighter in this area, and a fighter who has been making comebacks for most of his 13-year professional career. His last fight, early March, he won by decision over Freddie Roach. Chacon was knocked down twice in that bout in the first round, and Davey Montana, who saw the fight, said Chacon's chin is gone, and he's looking to take advantage of that. Montana, out of Sacramento, now fighting out of Reno, Nevada. Fought 2 weeks ago. He stopped Gary Gamble in round 7, his 7th straight win. All 3 of Montana's defeats were suffered in less than a month. That was earlier in his career. Chant of Bobby from the crowd as Montana goes right at Chacon.
Let's get out of here. Nice and easy. Nice and easy.
Montana wants to get this through in a hurry.
Davey Montana on the assault, going at Chacon early. Oh, good right hand by Montana. Montana feels that a win over Chacon would move him right into the lightweight rankings.
Montana not giving Chacon any room. Chacon tried to slide down the ropes by him. In another era, he would have done that easily.
Chacon did say earlier he was well aware that Montana would take the fight right at him, so this is not a surprise.
Montana's full of a lot of energy, connecting well on Bobby Chacon.
Stand the body, stand the body. Back to the body. The body.
Bobby Chacon just took a great big deep breath with his mouth open as these body attack of this young man is just causing Bobby Chacon a lot of trouble. Bobby is now characterized as an old fighter. Certainly has had his share of tough nights in boxing, and they should be adding up so that a young, aggressive fighter can take it.
Chacon is 33 years old. His last big fight was last year, stopped in round 3 by Ray Bobo Mancini.
Montana very impressive this first. Oh, good right hand right on the chin of Chacon. We know Chacon's got a big jaw, but how much of that can he take?
Hands up.
Oh, good combination by Montana. He seemed to sting Chacon early, and he just got him here once again.
Chacon not able to get away from this whirling buzzsaw that is Davey Montana. Bobby Chacon just then. Wide open, Bobby Chacon. If Davey wants to counter punch, he's right there.
And coming up on 10 seconds left in this first round, it is scheduled for 10. And a very aggressive start for Davey Montana. And this is round 2, Bobby Chacon. Now look at Montana racing to the corner to meet up with Chacon.
And Chacon, saving energy, says, come on, I'm not going to go anywhere. Chacon's got a big mouse under his right eye already. The corner said an odd thing, said, we're going to let it bleed a while, it's okay. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. That's a strange one.
It's a new holistic medicine.
Bobby Chacon, one-time WBC featherweight and junior lightweight champion. His major victory, a 15-round decision over Bazooka Lamone to win the junior lightweight crown. Earlier in his career, in 1974, he knocked out another bright young prospect, Danny Lopez. 4 months later, captured the featherweight title, stopping Alfredo Marcano. Lost that title back in 1975, stopped by Ruben Olivares. So you get the idea that Chacon has been around for some time.
He's like a rubber ball. He just keeps bouncing back, but I think he's lost his elasticity. I think he's at the end of the road. It's been a long and distinguished career, although his private life has been marred by difficulties.
He has had roller coaster ways out of the ring. Last November, placed on probation for assaulting his wife, who had filed for divorce 2 months ago. Oh, look out! Here's Chacon in trouble in the ring as he's tagged by Montana.
That's inexperience for you. Montana had it momentarily. Chacon, his arm hooked over the top rope, seemed unable to get his arm disentangled.
And coming up on a minute left in the second round. Started to say 2 months ago, Chacon in violation of his probation for drunken driving. Crisp punching by Davey Montana. 23 years old, record of 16-3, 13 by knockout.
Ever the story in boxing. The strong, aggressive young man trying to take the reputation of a fading old veteran and step right over him to the top. Unless Bobby gets lucky with a punch, he faces a long night tonight. This kid is all wound up. Bobby's right eye beginning to shut closed. Trickle of blood coming from an ugly mouse under it.
But there's Chacon back with the combination. And Chacon getting in with that right hand. A little reminder from Montana. Final seconds, second round. It's been good action. Luis Santana. We continue with Monday night's Bobby Chacon, Davey Montana bout, and we jump to round number 4. Just a moment ago between rounds, referee Joey Curtis went into the corner of Davey Montana, who took a pounding in the third round, and asked Montana, you okay? Where are you? Very profound line of questioning.
I'm glad he didn't ask me. I thought I was in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
And Montana said, yes, I'm in Reno, Nevada. Curtis said, yes, very good.
But Curtis had to think for a moment where he was at.
Along with the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, this is Marv Albert.
Come on, take your time.
And we are, yes, in Reno, Nevada. Bobby Chacon turning it after Montana had his way in the first couple of rounds. As Chacon was getting pummeled, Ferdy, I had the feeling that Chacon was thinking, well, I have Montana just where I want him.
He usually, that's the way he usually fights. The amazing Bobby Chacon, it should be his name. Just when you think you've just got him gone, he comes back. There's no better example, once again, than that Boza Edwards terrible fight where they just went at each other and didn't seem to ask or give any quarter.
Reminder, you are watching running time in the lower portion of the screen, so we are a minute 15 in to the round. Oh, good right hand by
won't quit.
Montana opening up very strong over the first 2 rounds. That's Montana in the solid black trunks with his back to you. And Chacon coming back in the 3rd round. Just over a minute gone by in round 4.
Montana has lost the advantage of the first 2 rounds. The impetus that he had, the momentum that he had, the wind just went out of his sails when Chacon had a big 3rd round. So I now have the fight 29-28 on the 10-pound point must system. 2 rounds to 1 by rounds, quite unofficially, in Montana's favor.
No question, Montana was looking for the first round knockout when he came out. Referee Joey Curtis prefers the boxers to fight their way out of the corner.
Come on with that right hand. Straight.
And that'll do it for this 4th round.
Oh, run it.
Earlier, it was Milton McCrory stopping Luis Santana, TKO round 3. Last Monday night in Reno was Bobby Chacon coming back following the slow start. Let's move ahead to round number 6. Referee Joey Curtis just went into the corner of Davey Montana and said, "You better fight better or I'm going to stop it." What do you think, Ferg? A little premature?
A little premature, and I believe it just causes a fighter to fight completely different than he would normally. In response to that, he asked his cornerman, Montana asked his cornerman, "What round is it?" And his cornerman said, "I don't know, but whatever round it is, you better pick up the action." That's the kind of good, solid information you need from your cornerman. Get off the ropes is the instruction.
But Bobby Chacon has been able to turn it around after the good start by Montana. Chacon has taken charge, and you can see a cut by the left eye of Montana.
Montana now has a nice little slice under the eyebrow. They've done a very fine job on Bobby Chacon's eye. He has not swollen further. Of course, he hasn't gotten pummeled in the last 2 rounds either. It's been all Chacon.
On this side. That's it. Keep working.
Now Chacon apparently worried that his left eye is cut, but I don't see anything.
Might have gotten laced by Montana. Try to clear the eye.
Oh, good right hand by Montana.
And that momentary pause gave Montana the opportunity to get back into it. Halfway through 6th round, it is scheduled for 10. No knockdowns to this point. Chacon was stunned earlier, and Montana was rocked a couple of times.
Chacon is cut. That's what he's pawing that for, right in the eyebrow. They have been hitting heads a lot. I don't know what that was. Chacon just lifted his arm way up. I don't know what that meant. Maybe a signal to the corner to get the cut stuff ready, because he's got him under and over. Under the right eye and over the left eye.
Less than a minute left in round 6.
All of a sudden, Chacon looking tired. All of a sudden, Chacon looking weary. Like he's almost quit.
Chopping left hand by Montana that got in.
Causing Chacon to blink and back off the ropes. Something you seldom see. Chacon all of a sudden looking very weary, and Montana picking up the action.
Final seconds in the 6th round. Round 7 last Monday night in Reno, Nevada. Bobby Chacon rallied, continuing his advantage over the younger Davey Montana. Let's move ahead now. This is round number 8. Marv Albert with the fight. Dr. Ferdy Pacheco from the Lawlor Event Center in Reno, Nevada. Bobby Chacon and Davey Montana.
And there has certainly been an ebb and flow to this bout. And now all of a sudden it's Chacon back on the attack, and Montana, not having learned his lesson, hangs on the ropes and lets Bobby get brave. Give Bobby a round or 2 abreast, and he's a dynamite tiger again.
Chacon felt he was hit low as he looked to get the attention of the referee Joey Curtis.
Cuts on both fighters, not getting any worse. Cut work very good in the corners.
Neat spin move by Chacon to get into better position.
A lot of signs of exhaustion on Montana. He comes in, instead of throwing those 2 hooks, he just looks like he is and then clinches. Giving ground again, going to the ropes, and it's just where Chacon wants it.
Low blow by Chacon.
Bobby has such a discouraging way of looking like he's going to just run out of gas and then come back as fresh as if it were the first round. What an amazing recuperative powers he has.
Stay down, baby. Stay down. You're up too high. Stay down. Get that jab on.
Davey Montana began on fire and had his way over the first 2, in fact, racing out of his corner earlier in the bout to meet up with Chacon, who was maybe, what, 2-3 steps out of his corner before he was able to get set. Then Chacon came back strong in the middle rounds. In fact, he did hurt Montana. Oh, and Montana put down. Montana hurt with a short blow by Chacon.
He's not getting up.
All over. Bobby Chacon has continued his up and down career by stopping Davey Montana in round number 8. Bobby Chacon, the one-time featherweight junior lightweight champion, in Bobby Chacon fashion, appeared to be in trouble earlier in the fight, was able to turn it in rounds 3, 4, and 5, and he's able to put Montana away here in round 8.
What happened to him, what happened to Montana, is he ran into a punch just before that, just as he was coming in. So often that happens, that you run into a punch, and it was too much for him. I think it was the exhaustion. Let's look from the top and see. We see it. See that punch right there? There it goes. That's the one that nailed him. And down he goes. Just in the process of throwing a punch, he gets hit with a punch. A combination of exhaustion and the wear and tear of fighting a buzzsaw like Bobby Chacon. Too much for a young man, although he did give it a game try.
And Chacon finished it off with that short left hand. So Davey Montana, who had high hopes in using this bout as a stepping stone into world rankings, and who was talking very confident before the fight and then came out very strong, is stopped by the veteran Bobby Chacon in round 8. So that's the story last Monday night in Reno on the Larry Holmes Carl the Truth Williams undercard. We'll be back here in Miami in just a moment.